Here's a shot of Nathan Phillips Square in Toronto. Good morning, Canada. It's a Tuesday. This is Breakfast Television. My name is Sid Sixero. Massive news from the National Hockey League last night. We were all expecting it. It is now official. There is officially a bit of a shutdown here up until December the 27th. There have been a ton of postponements because of COVID. Teams have been dealing with outbreaks left and right. What does this mean for the Olympics? When will the league resume again? Nick Kypreos of Sportsnet 590 of The Fan, one of those dialed-in guys, has been kind enough to join us. Kipper, great to see you as always. What do we need to know that hasn't been reported as much here?
Well, I think it's important for people to understand that this break from the National Hockey League, Sid, isn't really driven so they can get a hold of COVID here. Nothing's really going to change between now and the first few days after Christmas. This was essentially just the players going to teams and saying, okay, if 5 or 6 of us are shut down already, is there any chance that we could just start our holiday early? And the trade-off is that they got to come back on the 26th and essentially practice on Boxing Day. That was a no-no in the past. So it's really a trade-off of a few days now for the one on the back end here. This was not driven solely to calm the waters down with COVID. This is just simply getting the players out early with their families.
And not getting stuck across the border, having to quarantine for 10 days and missing Christmas entirely with the loved ones. You're right. That was a major league issue. That's why the Leafs didn't go to Seattle on Sunday. And Jesse Puljujarvi of the Oilers, he nearly got caught down to Seattle. He tested positive. They miraculously brought him back somehow. All right, so December 27th right now is kind of the date we're looking at for the NHL. There are a lot of games here, Kipper, they have to make up. They were scheduled to have a 2-week break for the Olympics. Where do things stand at this hour with the Olympics and National Hockey Leaguers?
Well, they will cancel the Olympics officially, if not today, tomorrow. So that's a done deal. What's really happening behind the scenes is the new superstar of the National Hockey League is the schedule maker. And he has to go back on that Olympic break and call each team and call each building and find out availability. He's been working on a remake of the schedule during the Olympic break, and they will pack in as many games as they can. It's still going to be tricky because there is a lot of commitments to concerts and shows that they booked on. So now they just got to go now, sit and revisit that. And maybe buy buildings back. But what we'll see is a schedule that will enable the players still to get a break, maybe as little as 4 or 5 days, maybe as much as a week. Maybe each team will be given a bye week. But they're gonna try their best to make up dates during the Olympics when they usually would have been off.
Kipper, last year we saw the North Division. The Canadian border was a big issue. American teams for 98% of the season couldn't fly in. Do you see a scenario where, depending on where this Omicron story goes, Canadian teams are once again kind of in the same boat here and got to get some games in?
Well, the National Hockey League is at the mercy of local governments and federal governments. So that's out of their hands. They can only work with what they can. And last year, of course, it was the Canadian division that led everything up here in Canada. Who knows, Sid? They don't know. They're going to have to see where the numbers go and what they're told, federally and provincially and local. So they're at the mercy of the politicians here, and they'll follow accordingly. But nothing is off the table, Sid. Nothing in terms of how many games they can pack in. Maybe it goes down to 75 games. Maybe it goes down to 70. Who knows with where these numbers go?
And the possibility, Kipper, we got about 30 seconds. Is National Hockey Leaguers not being there this year enough of a money-driven decision to maybe have the IOC push these games to 2022 so they make sure the Connor McDavids of the world are there?
They're talking about that and hoping that if they don't go, that there is a possibility that the Olympics gets pushed back again in 2022 and it gets revisited for the Connor McDavids of the world. But I think Gary Bettman's pretty happy right now. Let's not forget, he took the Olympics away as a negotiating chip on the last agreement with the CBA and gave it back to them. It's crystal clear he never wanted to go in the first place. So maybe Gary feels like it's a small win somehow that that they're not going, because he really wants to focus on World Cups and something driven where he controls all aspects of the tournament. So again, everything's open from here on in. They'll just watch the numbers.
The Real Kipper and Bourne, 3 to 5 Eastern, Sportsnet 590 The Fan, anywhere in the country.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Where was Scrooge with Bill Murray on your list?
Wasn't there. We're confirming. Wasn't on the list.
Wow.
Do you protest?
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
I liked it. Big,
All right.
Big Murray fan.
There's some
and listen,
fancy-
if you want to watch black and white movies, go to my parents' basement house, and you can watch any show you want in black and white.
Might take you up on that one day. Good stuff. Kipper, love you, man. Take care.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Real
Safe.
Kipper. Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Real Kipper and Bourne. Download the podcast. It's fantastic.